What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and I'm going to be taking you down a little, not primrose path, but a little memory tour from just a little over a month ago on some tweets that came out when the Marvels research was announced in theaters and stuff. You know, you got wonderful tweets, you know, from Flash pointing out, do you want to talk about it, with all the people going out and attacking people like Yellow Flash, Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, and other individuals who were talking about the Marvels, and that helped lead to it flopping at the box office. No, what it was a dead giveaway that it was gonna die in the box office right off the bat. So blaming all the YouTubers made no sense. Yeah, and you know, you have this little guy that I just saw today, just saying Bree can technically sue these people for slander and defamation. Not really. But you know, you had people like this, you know, complaining about the reporting on hashtag the Marvels and everything. You know, I went through this guy's entire thread and did a video on it. You know, you had Jeremy taking a screenshot of this weirdo that I guess works for Kotaku or whatever, and is also a Rippaverse hater, you know, trying to cope hard, saying that it was the highest grossing box office for a black female director, not realizing that it's one of the biggest bombs in NCU history. Man, that's something you want to be attached to. Yeah, that's great. You know, you had articles like this going around: Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe is no longer a bulletproof box office franchise. I'm just trying to remind you of all this. And you know, you had people coming out the woodwork saying, what's going on here? What's happening? You're so mean. You're leading to the end of freaking the Marvels. You ended up having this person outright say, I better see this exact same energy from y'all when Aquaman 2 bombs even harder. Well, guess what? Aquaman 2 bombed pretty much even harder. We've all been saying the exact same thing, that it wasn't gonna be good, but guess what's going on now? The Marvel stands are coming out the woodwork, okay, to cry even harder. You got David Opie over here. I don't know who this person is. I don't know what any of these things are. At Radio Times, writing gay/geeky stuff. Man, that really makes me feel good. Man, just always check the bio. Oh, wait. Gay Times. That's literally something I guess he writes for. Man, that works. But both critically and financially, Aquaman 2 is performing noticeably worse than the Marvels. They're both sequels to billion-dollar blockbusters, yet I don't see any hit pieces from the trades when it comes to the movie starring a man. The math ain't mathing. Well, so you know, he has these nice little pictures. You know, Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom, worst critic score, audience score 78%. You know, you come over here, the Marvels, critics loved it and audiences loved it, even though it's still bombed and nobody really went to go see it. You come over here to the deadline: Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom swimming towards $100 million global opening. Wonka, you know, very simple. That's deadline. The Marvels, a miss with 111 million. That doesn't seem that mean, but it's factually true. It's factually accurate. But let's be fair here. These people don't understand life or logic. They don't understand what's actually going on here or what's actually happening. They don't get that the biggest difference in these two situations is Aquaman 2 was literally just set out to die. It was quite literally just sent out to go off and do whatever the heck it is, you know, sent out to pasture. They didn't care about it. They really quit promoting it. They quit interacting with it. Why is that? Because it was the last movie in the DCEU. It didn't matter if it failed or succeeded. It wasn't going anywhere. The movies thus far were going to be something completely different. They were connected to a different universe, and everybody kind of figured out that this wasn't going to be a good movie anyways. Everybody really didn't care. And on top of that, when it comes to the Marvels, like a lot of these things are saying, lowest ever for DC MCU offshore. You see that lowest ever for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a property that you have all these shill sites constantly coming out for. Only recently are they starting to say maybe it's not in a good position. The Marvels was the only time they were allowed to actually come out and say that, but everything prior to that, they were always coming out and saying it's wonderful, it's great, it's wonderful, it's great, it's wonderful, it's great, even though the actual money that was coming in was nothing, or it was either breaking even, barely making a profit, or not making money at all throughout this year. Remember, the only Marvel movie that maybe made a profit was actually the Marvels, but this isn't the only one of these guys we have, because this guy decided to make another post and outright quote tweeted his thing showing the fact that he got ratioed, and he has his little thing here. I'm going to mute this now because I can't be arsed to deal with people who deliberately overlook the underlying reasons why the Marvels in particular was attacked with such ferocity. Oh man, look at those ratios. Look at those ratios. Well, here's the reality. This one didn't get ratioed as much, but this one definitely got ratioed. Here's the reality, though. Legitimately, here's the reality. One of them was just sent out to die. The other one comes from a mega corporation that has been blaming the fans the entire time. Let's take a look at DC, for instance. All these past flops that they've been having in the past year, have they blamed the fans as of late? Have they come out and attacked the fans as of late? Like they did at one point. I'm not going to lie. They attacked the fans. They didn't want to give us the Snyder Cut, but they ended up getting the Snyder Cut. They ended up actually kind of changing their tune and realizing maybe we need to start getting the fans on board and all this, even though it was too little too late. Did DC at the movie industry outright attack the fans over and over and over again? When they got called out for their BS, Warner came in and shut them down. I'm talking about the Blue Beetle director, for instance, because yes, he did come out and attack the fans and he got told to shut the F up right quick. Man, it's almost like there's a difference here. It's almost like there's a difference mentality in the two companies and stuff like that. And on top of that, it's almost like there's a different set of standards for the fact that one industry was considered to be in great health, great amazing status, like a perfect veneer that nobody could actually break or damage. And the other one was already dead and just going off to pasture. It's almost like that was going on. But that's not all. You also had FaZe Clan come out. Yes, that's right. FaZe Clan. One of the guys from FaZe Clan outright came out to go and simp for the Marvels yet again. Aquaman 2 flopped, and yet I don't see a parade in the street like when the Marvels underperformed. Both were sequels to billion-dollar movies. What's the difference? Like I said, nobody really expected Aquaman to do well. Everybody kind of just accepted that it was done and over with. They accepted it was done and over with long before the Marvels even came out. Like, it took them forever just to put out that initial trailer. They tried to manipulate fans even into going to see the movie, airbrushing, Amber Heard out and trying to diminish how much she was in there. But you had that whole Amber Heard factor in this whole thing as well. It's everybody knew it wasn't going to do well. Nobody really cared. It was basically not even an open secret. It was just like an open admission that, yeah, it wasn't going to do well. DC admitted it. Warner Brothers admitted it. They weren't doing press tours. They weren't spending money on it. They weren't doing anything. They were just doing fan events here or there. They weren't even really promoting the movie that much. On the flip side with the Marvels, you had a blatant acknowledgement of fan manipulation, trying to manipulate you into going to see the movie by changing up what the actual trailers were at the last minute. You had blatant lying and hiding the goal, moving the goalposts, hiding facts, changing everything around, doing all sorts of shady business dealings to try to act like the movie was good when it really wasn't. That's the reality here. The reality at the end of the day is the movie flopped. The movie was horrific. We all knew the DC, the freaking Aquaman 2 was going to be horrific, and I'm coming out with the same energy. It was going to be bad. I kind of hoped that it wasn't. I was kind of excited for it. Guess what? It's bad. Not shocked. Outright not shocked. Wasn't shocked that the Marvels was bad. Wasn't shocked that it flopped. All of that is essentially just a veneer falling off and people acknowledging that it's been bad this whole time. That's why nobody's really coming out here and talking about Aquaman 2 or parading it around. But again, what? But let's say this, okay? let's say his whole thing here is accurate, that nobody's coming out here and being harsh on Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2 and the Lost Kingdom opens to $80 million overseas. Wonka surpasses 250 million globally. Yeah, you had Wonka. You had box office. The Color Purple trounces Aquaman 2. Oh, Hollywood Reporter. You had this little thing, 1, 2, 3, whatever, bringing up the fact that Dunkai versus Solara, that these two little movies here clash, submerges Aquaman 2 at the box office. Man, that's pretty harsh. Is that what you guys want? Because you even have Collider, the Color Purple, knocks Aquaman 2 out of the water at the Hollywood box office. There's another one. There's one of your guys' shill sites even coming out here and being a little harsh on Aquaman 2. Man, is that guys what you wanted? Because they're doing it. The Color Purple wins Christmas Day with 18 million plus a cinema score as Warner Brothers dominates holiday box office. It doesn't really dominate. It was that. No, yeah, they did, because the Wonka was still there. So that's still factually true. And you then had this, and I went over this, used this article yesterday for my Aquaman 2 video. Yeah, Forbes even coming out here and saying that it was not a good situation in regards to Aquaman 2 and was actually kind of really, really bad. Outright saying it's foundering at the box office. Like, come on. People are still coming out here and still being harsh, parading that it's a flop, whatever you want to say, stating actual factual statements in regards to Aquaman 2. They're still doing it. Trades are still doing it. Shill sites are still doing it, whatever. You guys are just mad. At the end of the day, you're just mad that the veneer of the MCU is gone. Nobody cares about the MCU. Everybody kind of hates the MCU, and the Marvels just proved that. You're trying to now bring up the Marvels again in regards to Aquaman 2, because you guys can't accept that Aquaman 2 was a failure, and everybody kind of just accepted that it was a failure. But hey, it is what it is. Shills are going to shill and try to ignore actual facts. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it out, friends. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.